Marshall offensive lineman Ethan Driskell. And Caden, offensive linemen are hard to judge oftentimes because it's not like they have a ton of stats. You can subscribe to Pro Football Focus and maybe dig a little bit deeper in if you're a true football nerd. But when you look at Ethan Driskell, he was a third-team All-Sun Belt offensive lineman this year. He played over 900 snaps at left tackle for Marshall. Last year, he helped lead what was the Sun Belt's best or second best rushing attack, rather, paving the way for guys like Kalen LeBourne and Rasheen Ali, who we just got done talking about. But Caden, this is a guy who played left tackle for over 1,600 snaps in his career. So he's obviously well accustomed to playing that position. He did it over the last 2 seasons, but he also had some opportunities at right tackle early on in his career. Could you even see him maybe slide inside to the guard position? I think that'll be interesting to pay attention to. And so it'll be interesting to see where Ethan Driskell shakes out here in this NFL draft process.
Yeah, it's definitely good that Ethan has that ability to play on the right side and the left side, protect either blind side of a right or left-handed quarterback moving forward in his career. But this guy has off the chart size. I mean, this is a humongous dude at 6'8", 312 pounds. That size alone is going to get the attention of NFL teams. I mean, who doesn't want an offensive tackle that big? And he fully uses his size to his advantage when you watch him play, and he plays with that attitude that you definitely want from your offensive lineman, finishing blocks, playing with a lot of aggression. And he's pretty light on his feet for his size. He can get out and move in the screen games, on jet sweeps, on the outside zone that Marshall likes to run a lot. And he just absolutely engulfs blockers with his size in the run game. In the pass blocking game, he uses his length to his advantage, but he definitely needs to play a little bit more balanced and show better hand placement on the at the next level. Some stuff he could get away with maybe in the Sun Belt Conference, he won't necessarily be able to do at the next level. But he had a solid week at the Senior Bowl versus some of the nation's best edge rushers and pass rushers. And I think at the Combine, he just has to continue to show his pad level getting down. I think that's going to be the biggest key for him. It's not easy when you're 6'8" to get your pad level low, but if he's able to do that a little bit better, show some more fluidity and athleticism to pair with that freaky size, he's going to have great upside, I think, for a lot of NFL teams looking for an offensive tackle in this draft. He's a big development guy, and I think in this draft, the more he can show that or in the Combine rather, if he can show he's a fluid athlete that has a lot of those foundational tools you want in your offensive lineman, the better off he'll be when April comes around.
Yeah, and Caden, again, to kind of further that point, some of the scouts and people around the league that I spoke with, ahead of this episode, one of the things that you hear is things like the Senior Bowl, things like the Combine. They're steps in the process, and he obviously did perform well at the Senior Bowl, and you're going against some of the best talent out there, and you can't always say that when you're playing week in and week out against some of the teams in the Sun Belt. You're not going up against elite rushers. So I definitely think he's helped himself and could further help himself with another big performance in Indianapolis at the Combine. But as of right now, it seems like he's probably a day 3 pick, a late day 3 pick, or more than likely an undrafted free agent that gets picked up. And I think you summarized it best. This is a project type player, but has the size. And I think if he latches on with the right team, this is a guy who probably has a career playing in the National Football League simply because of the size that you mentioned. That is, quite frankly, off the charts. And if given the opportunity to expand on that, I think he will be a very good NFL player.